another episode of This Week in IP&O. We are, of course, as always, live from the table in my kitchen. We have a very special guest. We have Chief Bill Scott, who is the Chief of Emergency Services. Thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, so for people that don't really know what like emergency services is or what, kind of services you do, can you just give us like a brief overview of what you guys do and the types of situations that you handle on like a daily basis?
Sure. So emergency services, we pretty much have our hands in just about everything emergency-wise at the university. So using emergency in our name, our emergency response bureau consists of our lieutenants and our emergency medical services. The lieutenants respond to fire alarms, odor of smoke, smoke conditions in buildings, car accidents, hazardous materials, and then they do non-emergency issues like stalled elevators, or if there's a person stuck in the elevator, we'll do elevator removal, extrication, car lockouts, checking sprinkler control valves, et cetera. So lieutenants are very busy responding to trouble signals. Every time somebody hears the fire alarm beeping at the panel, our lieutenants are the ones that'll go investigate that. EMS wise, we run the state licensed ambulance. So we have an ambulance on duty 24/7, 365 to respond to any medical emergency on campus, or we also do mutual aid to the surrounding communities here in New Brunswick as well. Fire Systems Bureau, they inspect, test, and maintain the fire alarms and fire sprinklers in New Brunswick and Newark, New Brunswick, Piscataway, and Newark. So they're very busy maintaining well over 450 systems on those campuses. Fire Safety Bureau, which is probably where a lot of IP&O sees us, is the fire code enforcement university-wide. So they're one of our units that touch all buildings statewide, where we have a unique agreement with the State Division of Fire Safety where we basically self-inspect. So our inspectors are performing fire code enforcement on behalf of the State Division of Fire Safety. So that's a unique program we have at Rutgers. Then we have a training unit. Our training division does all the CPR, defensive driving, which anybody that drives a university vehicle has to come through our program. And then, basic first aid training, CEU classes for our EMTs, et cetera. So that unit's also statewide. So CPR would be handled anywhere in the state, CPR and defensive driving.
Right, so we heard that emergency services played a big role in Hurricane Ida relief and rescue. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. So our staff, again, we're a unit that's here, like our EPD, we're here 24/7. When the storm hit, we anticipated it coming, but not as quickly and as fast as the waters rose. We did ramp up our staff. We had additional units on the road, and then when the rain started coming down, we recalled additional staff in. But the big one, probably the unique for us, is when the waters rose on Davidson and Titsworth, where our facility is. Our EMS building went underwater, so we were in the middle of trying to salvage our equipment and make sure our vehicles were out of the floodwaters. At the same time, we probably had about 5 cars get stuck in the floodwaters, where our staff actually had to go into the waters and remove the occupants, to get them out of the floodwaters, because it was coming up pretty quick out there. Then when the height of the storm, obviously the water came down so quick, it started flooding buildings, flooding basements. A lot of the electrical services are in the basements of the building, which created hazards. The fire alarms were going off. So we responded to a number of emergencies throughout the storm, just rendering whatever help we could. So, at the height of the storm, during the operational period, our department did 122 different incidents we responded to, whether it be people out of a car, a fire alarm going off, electrical shorting out, to even responding and making sure the fire alarms are working in the buildings. So it was, I'm very proud of what my staff did. Working together with, IP&O and maintenance, and also our EPD. They really stepped up to the plate and did whatever they could with limited resources. I did want to add that, normally we rely on the municipal fire departments to come help us out, but they were so overwhelmed as well. Our staff were out there doing, being trained firefighters, et cetera, doing what they could do to help everybody out here.
That's great. Thank you.
So what are some of the things that people can do to prepare for another storm like Ida in the future?
Be prepared. Listen to the weather reports. Again, we had an idea this one was coming. We knew it was going to be bad. But as it progressed, we were getting the updates. I sign up myself to, weather.com, WeatherBug, the university's ENS system. I'm getting all the alerts just like anybody. I don't get anything special, just because I'm in emergency services that, a layperson couldn't get. Sign up for all those alerts, pay attention to social media. Go to our emergency.rutgers.edu webpage, which has a lot of tips and things that you could be prepared for. And ready.gov is another one to sign up for. They have a lot of tips and tricks, to be prepared. Don't go into floodwaters. People don't understand, it looks nice and calm, but as soon as you step into it, it's moving pretty quickly and can carry you downstream. So when a flood happens, you want to be safe and not go into those flooded areas.
Going back like a second, you said that you guys did a few like vehicle rescues during it. I saw a lot of the pictures of what like New Brunswick looked like, and it was like it like basically looked like Venice. Like the whole city was like underwater. Like when someone is trapped in a car like that and it's like surrounded by water, how do you even get to them to get them out?
So on the county level and the municipal level, working through the OEM offices and coordinating with county and state resources, they brought in a lot of high water vehicles. And in the incidents in the pictures you referenced, we actually had to bring in boat task force. The boats came in, City of New Brunswick brought them in, Piscataway Township brought them in. So we had state police, we had boat units from all over the county. I believe we had units in Middlesex County from as far as Ocean County coming up to assist us in the area. When it's moving that quick and that deep, really you have to do it by boat, and that's what went on for probably 48 hours. Is different fire departments, different police departments bringing their units in and assisting the local fire departments with boat rescues.
Mm-hmm. This I'm not sure if like it's in the right area or not, but I have a friend who's in the military, and he sent me like a video around Piscataway in New Brunswick, and they had like they had the military come with helicopters, and there were guys like dropping from the things on ropes, grabbing like people.
Yeah, they were doing I did see the Black Hawk helicopters, state police helicopters were out Easton Avenue in Franklin Township. They did a couple of they call it basket lifts. They lifted them up out of the floodwaters. There was just no other way to get to them. We mentioned in Franklin Township, one of the things I didn't mention is our department's part of the New Jersey EMS task force, which is a statewide unit that we get assets from the task force. We have what's called a medical ambulance bus that can hold up to 20 stretcher-based patients. We were tasked to service with the task force on the following morning after the flood. There was a nursing home on Easton Avenue in Franklin that had to be evacuated. So, not only are we dealing with the emergencies on campus, we were able to split staff and send them over to Franklin Township to assist there. And then as they were returning to campus, we had an individual walking through the ecological preserve, lost his footing, fell down the ravine and injured himself. And we had to do what we call a technical rescue to lift that patient in what's called a Stokes basket out of the ravine, get him to the waiting all-terrain vehicle we had, and then bring them to the ambulance to get transported. So, that was a good partnership with emergency services and RUPD to, safely remove that patient. So a lot of stuff people don't think of. They think of a university campus and it's easy, it's all buildings, but we probably have more incidents on campus here than a normal municipality would deal with, just because we have such a wide range of buildings and events and activities going on.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Bill, for coming on, and thank you to everyone in emergency services for doing what they do to help keep everyone safe. And so as we always do, we will give you the last word if there's anything else that you wanted to say.
No, just as I mentioned, sign up for the university ENS system, sign up for the different weather alerts. Check out all the IP&O websites. It'll bring you to the public safety website, which will give you a host more information that we didn't cover today. And as always, if there's any questions, my contact information is available on the website. Feel free to email me or give me a call.
Awesome. Thanks, Bill, and thanks everyone for listening.